It's Side Hustle Saturday, Side Hustle Saturday. Ooh, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. What's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl, Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. Welcome to my channel where I discuss my life as a wife, mom, entrepreneur, and business owner, all while trying to crush and achieve my goals. And today I am going to be sharing with you on this Side Hustle Saturday about my latest side hustle, which is me working as a notary. Now, before we get into the video, if this is your first time checking me out, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. I hope that if you like what you see, that you will go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and share it with a friend if you think someone can find this information helpful. And I want to say a special thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel thus far. Y'all know I'm on I have a goal of trying to get to 500 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate your help if you can help me reach that goal. Now, also, we recently hit a little milestone where we are at 350 subscribers. And because of that, I wanted to say a special thank you to all of you. And so we are doing a cash giveaway. So I'll be sure to link that video up above about the cash giveaway so that you will know what you need to do to enter so you can have a chance to win. Okay, so be sure to check out that video to win a cash giveaway. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we are going to be talking about my most recent side hustle where I am working as a notary. This just recently happened as of yesterday. I just completed a signing. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory, it was a last minute signing and there were a lot of tips and that I learned from that, or I took away from that, and I figured I would just go ahead and share with you some of the tips and the reminders that came to mind from doing this signing. So as I said, it was a last minute signing. I was only supposed to be acting as a witness, and I was going to be paid a higher fee that was $50, which is higher than the typical pay, and I assume it's because it was a last minute signing. Now, it ended up turning into a $225 signing that I ended up conducting. The backstory behind it was the original notary ended up backing out of it. I was there with the signers at the time that this was occurring because Title had contacted them. And I got on the phone with Title and pretty much told them that I am available and willing to do it as long as they get the documents over to me. I would be happy to assist and help them out because they were in the process of canceling the signing, and this would have been the second time that the signing got canceled for the day. So that is how it came into, it went from a $50 signing to a $225 signing. And yeah, and this is just what I ended up learning from that. Now, also too, I want to mention to you about my notary coach. Her name is Leah. If you are a notary and you are a new notary and you are just needing some help or some tips or just some guidance, then I highly recommend you check Leah out. She does have a course available. I'm going to put my discount code at the bottom of the screen so that you can use it to get a discount off of her course, because I did reach out to her as well and she helped me out on some parts of the signing as well. So I'll be sure to put her information in there. But let's go ahead and get into the video, okay? So these are 10 things that I learned or was reminded about when I did this signing on yesterday. So the first thing that I was reminded about is to check your documents, no matter how tired the signers or you may be, or how you feel you might be inconveniencing them. Now, I will say it was a last minute signing. I did not even get a chance to look at the documents at all. Like literally, y'all, all I could do was print and go. Print and go. That was all I had a chance to do. So I didn't know, I really didn't know like what all was required or anything like that, but it was a refi or whatever. So I was like, I've done these before, I should be okay. But I did not check my documents at the end because the signing ended up getting pushed back to like 9 o'clock. Then we had to wait for an attorney to call and get on the phone. So we were like, in the middle of the signing, and then yeah, had to talk to the attorney and all that kind of stuff. So by the time we finished, it was around 10 o'clock, and the signers were tired because this process had been drawn out for at least about probably like 5 hours or so. So they were over it. They were over it. Okay. But the reason why I say that is because I was in the process of checking the documents, and that was when the attorney called. And yeah, then I just kind of totally forgot all about it or whatever. But what ended up happening was there were 2 documents that needed initials, and one where they were supposed to answer a question and they did not answer the question. And guess what? I had to go back and do it. And I remember telling myself at the end, because it was 10 o'clock, they were yawning and they were like all tired and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, well, they only live like less than 10 minutes away from me. If for some reason something is missing, I can always just run over there and get it taken care of. And wrong, y'all. The signers had things to do today. They were like 30 minutes away from their home. Guess what I had to do? I had to go 30 minutes away to get these little things, very, very minor things, taken care of. So check your documents. Learn from me. Don't leave that signing without checking your documents and making sure everything's okay. All right. Tip number 2 that I learned is that use your lack of signings to your advantage. The reason I say that is those errors I made, if I was booked and busy, I would not have a chance to go back out there and get it corrected. I know oftentimes we're like, I want to have steady signings. I want to be booked up. I want to have signings all back to back to back and making all this money or whatever. But I'm like, girl, slow your roll. That's what I'm saying to myself. Like, girl, you still are new. You're still learning this stuff. And I would rather learn this stuff kind of slowly instead of doing a whole bunch of signings and making minor errors and not doing, you know, good quality work. So I'm okay with it being a little bit slow, so I can take in this information, see what mistakes I made, and be able to correct it. And I think of it kind of like the tortoise and the hare. Like, this is the long game. Like, I plan to be doing this for a while. So my time is going to come where, you know, I am going to take off. Right now I'm a little slow getting out of the blocks, but soon I'm going to be ripping and running in these notary streets, okay? But right now, your girl is still in a walker, okay? I'm like a little baby in a little walker. I'm still taking baby steps, okay? And so I'm going to use these lack of signings to my advantage to make sure I'm doing things properly, because, you know, the signing service, the title company, they don't know about these mistakes at all. So I don't want them to know. So I don't want to be sending docs back that have mistakes in them, and then they're contacting me because I need to make corrections and everything. All right. The third thing that I learned or was reminded of is that South Carolina is the strictest attorney state in my opinion. Okay. So I have done several closings in South Carolina, and this particular one, the attorney was adamant that we had to go back to Georgia. And so I was like, man, I look back, I thought back on the signings that I've done in South Carolina, and I remembered every signing I have done in South Carolina has either an attorney has either been physically present or the property was in another state. So I am on the South Carolina-Georgia border. So because that South Carolina attorney could not physically be present with us, he made us go to Georgia, cross over the border, so that the signing could be conducted, and then called on the phone to get the signing done. So if we were in South Carolina, he would have to physically be there. But because we were able to cross over the border and be in Georgia, then, you know, he could do it over the phone, which, yeah, we got to follow the laws and everything like that. But the signers and everything, they were just, they were not having it. Well, I won't say they're not having it. They were just upset about everything that was transpiring and that things weren't going as smoothly. But what I also learned from this is that I just need to network with some South Carolina attorneys, be available and willing to assist them with signings that don't need their direct supervision or their physical presence, such as like loan mods and things like that, so that I can help them out in those situations. So I'm just going to use everything to my advantage, okay? All right. The other thing that I learned is that technical difficulties are my downfall. Y'all, it seems like every time I have signings, there is something going on with my printer. There's something going on with my scanner. Every time I take pictures of the people's ID on my phone, I never know, because I save it as a PDF, so it's not like a JPEG, so I can put everything together. But it's like I never know where I save it. It's like these little technical issues, they are like time suckers. They zap my time, and it's like I gotta get it together when it comes to this. Technical difficulties, yeah, they will set you back really, really quick. Now, The fifth thing that I did learn is that I need to use last minute signings and witness signings. They can work in my favor, so I need to use them to my advantage. The reason why I say that is if it's a last minute signing, you may be more likely to negotiate your fee. So if you see a last minute signing coming in and it's some kind of lowball fee, like they need you at the last minute, negotiate that thing up. More likely than not, they are probably going to be more willing to work with you, especially depending on the type of loan it is. Like a refi that has specific, time constraints when it needs to close or whatever, they might be more willing to work with you versus like a loan mod where it don't really, I won't say it doesn't matter, but there's not like physical time constraints on that, so to speak, as much as the refi and everything. So use that to your advantage. And also, I say, if I'm going to be aggravated, like having to hurry up and print out documents so quickly, y'all going to have to pay for my time and my aggravation. Like, if I'm going to be bothered, you're going to pay for me to be bothered. like I don't want to be, running around doing stuff at the last minute or whatever, and I'm not going to be compensated for it. Now, I'm saying this to you like this, but of course, you got to be gracious with it, and you got to be professional with it when it comes to negotiating and things like that. So, I mean, don't be like, y'all need to run me my money, even though they need to run you your money. You just got to be gracious with it. Also, with the witness signings, try to get there early. I got there early, was able to build a rapport with the signers there, so they felt, I feel like they felt more comfortable with me and were, willing to do the signing with me when everything went south and everything. So also, the first person they see, first impressions last. So make sure you make a good first impression, okay? And that comes to when you're working regularly as a notary. Like, you're gonna be the one setting the tone. This is your signing, so you set the temperature, you set the atmosphere for what you are walking into, okay? So be gracious and everything, make a good first impression, and also keep in contact with like the signing service and things like that, and the title company, so you can make good impressions and build relationships with them. And that brings me to the next thing that I learned, is that it is so important in this industry to make connections and to build relationships. So be a gracious host. Like I said, when you arrive to that signing early, put people at ease, be professional, take control. Like I said, this is your signing. Are you a thermometer or a thermostat? I say this all the time to my employees at my office, like when patients come in and stuff like that. It's like, are you the thermometer or are you the thermostat? Like, we set the temperature here in our office. We set the atmosphere. Just because somebody is upset or something like that, we are not going to let them throw off the atmosphere that we are trying to create. So we are the thermostat and not the thermometer, and we set the temperature of the signing and everything like that. Also, when it comes to building relationships and like the last minute signings and the witness signings and stuff, pick up on clues. Like, it's a last minute signing, it's in the evening, all that kind of stuff told me like, hey, usually, unless the borrower couldn't get off of work or something like that, what happened that caused this signing to be pushed back so late? Why were the notifications sent out at the last minute? Something tells me that something was up, okay? So just pick up on the clues that are being left to see what is going on with the signing that you could possibly use to your advantage, okay? And always just be confident and professional with it as well. Which brings me to the other tips. Tip number 7 is to know your worth and your leverage. Oftentimes we're reminded to know our worth, but that is useless if you don't know how to leverage that. Like, because I knew it was a last minute signing, I knew they were in a situation where they were trying to hurry up and get this closed before the day was over with, all that kind of stuff. I know my value that I'm bringing to the table. I know that, I won't say saving the day, but I'm definitely helping out the title company. I'm definitely helping out the signing service. I'm definitely helping out the signers and everything like that to make sure this loan gets closed on today. So I have to know my worth and know how to leverage that. And that goes back to like in your fees and stuff like that. So, if it was a $75, $85 assignment, you're going to want to ask for more because you are worth more, because this signing almost did not take place. I think I shared earlier, like they were willing to cancel the signing because the original notary was not there and everything. And here I come saying, hey, it doesn't have to be canceled. we can do it today, keep the clients happy, all that kind of stuff. So know your worth and know how to leverage that. Like remind people of who you are, or remind yourself of who you are, so that you can use it, so that it can work to your benefit and to your advantage. Now, don't be overt with it, like put some respect on my name. Of course, you got to know how to talk to people. You got to know how to finesse things and things like that. Like I said, be a gracious host or whatever. But yeah, you just have to say it in the right tone and all that kind of stuff as well, when it comes to knowing your worth and knowing how to leverage it, and knowing too when you're willing to like walk away. Like if you know what you're bringing to the table and someone is not willing to compensate you accordingly to what you feel like you are worth or what you are valued, know what your breaking point is, or your walk away point is, so that you're willing to walk away and be like, yeah, this ain't worth it. Like I said, they're gonna have to pay for my time and my aggravation. Like I'm not about to be bothered for pennies or whatever, or for a small fee. All right, the other thing I reminded myself of, or was reminded of, is to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Once again, like I said, referring back to my printer issues, I'm doing the signing or I'm printing out the docs or whatever, and my toner is low. Now, y'all, I don't have that many signings. I don't know why my toner is low. I don't feel like I printed out that many docs, but nevertheless, I got me some more toner, but I need to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. The other thing is, tip number 9 is to do your best, but don't stress or sweat the small stuff. By that, I mean, I'm going to bring my best to every situation that I'm in. I'm going to try and always do my best, make everyone happy, that kind of thing. Make sure I'm delivering in terms of professionalism. But also, I'm not stressing the small stuff, and I'm not sweating the small stuff. Like, this signing required SCANBACKS and everything like that. Like I said, the signing wasn't over till 10 o'clock. I was not doing no SCANBACKS at that time of night. I told them the SCANBACKS would be done in the morning or whatever. I'm not stressing that. There's nobody at title. There's nobody at the signing service. There's nobody here. The attorney done went to sleep. Nobody is checking for my SCANBACKS. So if they're not checking for my SCANBACKS, why am I not checking? I'm not going to be stressing myself out about the SCANBACKS. Now, that's just one example, okay, that I'm using. Like, don't worry and beat yourself up or stress yourself out about stuff, especially if you have already gone above and beyond for certain things. And same thing, like I said, I know that I already went above and beyond. I did this signing late at night at 9 o'clock to make sure it got done. Y'all will be okay waiting till the morning or whatever, or they'll be okay if it's a little bit delayed or something like that, or because you already have done your very, very best to make sure the signing was executed. So don't worry about this other little stuff that they're asking about. I mean, it's important. The SCANBACKS are important. I'm not saying that they're not. The SCANBACKS are important, but I'm not going to be staying up late at night trying to do stuff like that. So just keep everything in perspective. And the last and final thing I want to say along that note is that SCANBACKS are the devil. I can't stand SCANBACKS, okay? I can't stand them. And I forgot that they were even required because I was a witness as well. And I saw the little notification pop up, and that's why I was like, y'all not getting these SCANBACKS. But SCANBACKS are the devil. I don't have a mobile setup. I can't easily scan the docs in. Had issues with the thing scanning. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all use for your scanner, because I'm seriously looking about getting another scanner, because it takes a while for stuff to scan. But anyway, SCANBACKS are the devil. But I hope this information was helpful to someone out there, especially the new notaries and people who are just getting started. Be confident, be professional. You got this. Take care of your signings. All right, that is all I have for now. This is your girl, Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. Take care, everyone.